Hi friends, welcome back to Bluebird Farm. I just wanted to get into showing you guys what we're starting with for the Three Rivers Homestead Pantry Challenge. I wanted to take you through my freezers and my pantry, it's just shelves, just to show you guys where we're at as far as food that we are planning on using up, and I'm hoping to find some inspiration along the way, and then I will get into showing you what we are eating this week for the first week of the Pantry Challenge. I just wanted to make a quick note. You'll have to bear with me. I have to use my front camera on my phone. I'm working on getting a new one, but the back camera on this phone is broken, and so we are just doing our best to get some videos put together and hopefully getting a new phone with a better camera soon so that we can film like a regular person on the back camera. We'll start in this corner shelf up here in my kitchen. I've got some protein powder that I really do need to use up. We've had it for probably a year now. It is actually my favorite protein powder, and I can probably get into that more, but Naked Whey, it's literally just whey. It's chocolate flavored, but there's no random ingredients. I've got a couple different granolas up here that need to get used up. They're in the back. This is actually for a project, so we're probably not going to be using that for a little while. I'm so sorry about the camera. We've got a couple mac and cheese, some almond milk that I'm going to be using once my fridge milk is gone, and then Madra's lentils. I used to eat these all the time, and since I moved and I've just been focusing on other food, I've kind of forgotten about them. This corner pantry actually doesn't get used that often. It's like everything that I don't eat that much is up there, and we've had it for a while, so we really need to go through it. So there's that. Let me walk you over to my pantry. It's just some shelves that we put together in our apartment where we had like no storage, and actually in this house we don't have a pantry either, so it's still very handy for what we need it for. So starting here at the top, you can see tons of beans. We have split peas, we have lentils back here. I think there's rice in some containers back there, lots of oats. We eat a lot of oatmeal. We've got some canned chicken here, some canned fruit, cream of mushroom and chicken soup back there. We've got some more chickpeas, some more beans, a little thing of pasta there, and then some canned veggies, tomatoes, green beans, corn over there in the corner. Down here are all of my baking stuff, and actually all of this flour is new. I got into sourdough, which I love, and my husband got really excited for me when I asked him to go buy me more bread flour, and he got a little overzealous and he bought me a lot of flour. He bought me a lot of all-purpose and a lot of bread flour, so we are going to be making a lot of stuff with that. I don't know everything that it's going to be yet. Definitely some loaves of sourdough, but maybe some other really yummy goodies. And then obviously all of the regular baking stuff I've got. Actually, all of that is basically the extent of our pantry. And now I'll show you our freezers. Yikes. So I'm obviously not going to dig through this entire, I think it's 7 cubic feet, but I will say there is primarily produce and other non-meat items. There are some meat things in there that we just recently purchased, and all of those are sort of things that I've been preserving for intended projects, and I've just never gotten around to it. And so you know, there's like a ton of shredded zucchini from my friend's garden this year, and some frozen berries because my daughter really likes berries. We like making smoothies. You know, there's some other sort of kitchen essentials in there, butter, some other like kind of random things that we use on a regular basis, so those will get used up no problem. But there are some other things in there, like broth that I've made and just frozen because I didn't have a project in mind with them. I do believe I have some homemade chicken noodle soup in there. There's just a lot of like little random things that really need to be dedicated towards a meal and they've just been kind of shuffled around and settled to the bottom because I haven't been very intentional about it, and that is the point of the pantry challenge. So I forgot to mention this originally, but one of the things that I'm really looking forward to as far as cleaning out our freezers goes is this spring we're really hoping to purchase a little bit of beef from a local farmer and maybe half a hog from a local farmer as well. And we don't have any room. Okay, bear with me. This freezer, luckily, is not as full or crazy, but here is where a lot of our meat products actually are. We've got some steaks, some roasts, and probably some chicken breasts or thighs and some sausage and all those sort of things. Some of those were recent purchases because we were running low on some proteins. And knowing that I was going into this pantry challenge, I wasn't really that worried about it because like I'm not gonna not eat meat until all of the rice is cooked off my shelves, you know what I mean? So we're going little by little. Like I said, we're trying to clear out some space to purchase more meat in bulk, and that's just what it is. Actually, on this side, there are a handful of already prepared freezer meals that I did back when I was doing my last like little pantry challenge thing last year. And another thing that I have learned and started implementing in my own kitchen, because I have a toddler and obviously I have to feed myself, and I have a almost 6-month-old baby. I'm home a lot of the time by myself. I just don't really have the motivation to cook that much, and so what I've started doing is when I'm cooking, I'm going to make more so that I can freeze them for later. It's like leftovers, but not that I eat the next day. It's like down the road when I'm like, oh, I haven't thought about dinner. What are we gonna do? I have something prepared in the freezer that basically I can just pop it like in the Instant Pot or in a pot really easily on the stove. So I've got, all of these ingredients out already. I might as well do it. It's not going to take any more work, and future me will thank me. And future me does thank me a lot. Those ones I actually do go through very regularly, and so I don't mind so much having a little stockpile of those. Anyway, so now I wanted to get into a little bit of what we are eating this week as we do our first week of the Pantry Challenge. Today is January 7th. It's a Saturday, and this is my first official day because this is just when I'm filming my intro to all of this. And so this morning we had eggs for breakfast. I didn't take any video of cooking eggs. I'm sure you all know what that looks like. The other thing that now I'm eating for lunch, I should have thought about that. Here we go. It's a big salad. I've already eaten a little bit. And I just put a can of chili beans in there. It had some beef in there too. I get inspiration for my recipes from all over the place, and that's just what this one happened to be. Welcome back. We are going to be fixing dinner. So this little lady specifically requested pancakes. All we have for that is the Kodiak cake mix. This is a brand new box. I'm finishing another one. I've got the ingredients all portioned out here, and she is going to help me put it all in a bowl. So we're going to put this one in there first. You want to use 2 hands, like the dog's food. Good job. And now we'll pour the water in there. Good job. Okay, and now 1 egg. I'm gonna use both hands. Good job. And then we'll mix it with a whisk. Mama's gonna do a little, and then you do it. I'll hold the bowl. Someday. We're gonna put blueberries in there instead. Is it yummy? Welcome back. It's actually day 3, I think. I didn't film anything yesterday because we just kind of had some leftovers and some mac and cheese and some lentils, and so there was nothing to cook. There's not really anything to cook tonight either. I pulled a pack of brats out of the fridge or freezer, and then I'm going to roast up some green beans. Pretty simple, straightforward. I totally did not plan anything for tonight, so that is the beauty of when I buy those brats. I'm like, oh, that's a quick weeknight dinner that I just don't have to think about. So we are going to get the oven preheating, and then get a pan on the stove, starting with these brats, and that is dinner for tonight. There it is, all plated up. I added some kimchi because it's in the fridge and needs to get eaten, and I had some earlier today and it was really yummy. I figured the nice ferment would go with the brat really well, so there's dinner. So it is Tuesday night. We have slowly been working our way through some leftovers, so I really haven't had much to film for you guys, but I wanted to show you what a 6-pound bag of carrots turns into when it's shredded. It's a very large bowl. And I am going, well, I already, you can see back here, I made some carrot cake cupcakes, and I'm going to make some horse and cow treats with some of those carrots, and then I'm going to put the rest in the freezer for another occasion where I might want to make a human treat or a pet treat. That was kind of all that we got up to today. Like I said, we had just had some leftovers. Tomorrow my husband will be home, and so I'm thinking that I'll have maybe a little more inspiration when I'm cooking for another adult. Otherwise, me and my daughter just eat pretty simple. But yeah, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good morning, it's Saturday, January 14th, so it is the end of week 1 of the Pantry Challenge. I've got my little helper here again today. We have been eating a lot of leftovers. I made a huge batch of chili the other day. We froze a lot of it, but we've also been working through a lot of it for lunch and dinner, along with, I don't know, a couple other things. So this morning we are making our banana pancakes. I told you I would show those to you the last time we made pancakes. We just did regular batter with some blueberries. This morning we're doing things a little bit different, so let's dive into it. So the only things you're gonna need for banana pancakes are bananas. I really like mine to be about this ripe, so when I buy bananas, I usually eat a few and then let them sit because I know I'm gonna make banana pancakes. Eggs, and I use Kodiak Cakes pancake mix. You can make your own, you can use any other pre-made mix, and then a bowl. So first things first, we just peel our bananas and then mash them. Mash. So you can do this with however many bananas you want. The general rule of thumb is like 1 banana per however many people are going to be eating breakfast. I just usually do 3 or 4 depending on if my husband's home. He doesn't sometimes eat these, but it doesn't ever hurt to have leftovers. It's a quick snack for the kiddo, or another breakfast tomorrow morning that I don't have to put any time into. The other thing is I have pretty much always mash these bananas with a fork, but you can also use like a hand mixer or even a stand mixer if you really feel like getting it out and getting it dirty for this. And it goes a lot faster, but it is totally doable with just a fork. Just a fork. It is totally up to you how mashed you want these, or if you don't mind if they're a little chunkier. I just do my best, you know. I don't worry about mine being perfectly smooth. So I had 4 bananas in here, and then now I'm going to crack 5 eggs, and all that is like 1 more egg than I have bananas. So let's get to that. And then we'll just kind of mix these up a little bit before we put our pancake mix in there. Okay, now we're gonna put our pancake mix in there, and this is obviously not like, I'm not really measuring anything. There's nothing that is set in stone here. We're just gonna put as much pancake mix in there till I feel like I've got a good enough consistency for the pancakes that I like. So that's pretty gloopy, and that's good enough for me. That worked out perfect because I finished my bag. And so we are going to go put these on a griddle. While we were mixing the batter, I had my griddle pan heating up on the stove. And then before I'm gonna do anything with putting pancakes on there, I set up my another pan to put them on when they're finished cooking, and my butter dish over there to be able to butter them. Don't touch, baby, it's hot. So I use a 1/4 cup measure just because it's an easy scoop, and that's the size of the pancakes that I really like. The thing about this recipe and a lot of recipes is there's no rules like when it comes to what works for you and your family in your kitchen. And I want to encourage you that you don't need to be intimidated by cooking just because something's new. I've been learning a lot over the last year or 2 in the kitchen, just by getting in there and doing more. And sometimes I make mistakes, sometimes I burn my pancakes, sometimes I, you know, make too much or too little of something, and I've just learned over time to adjust as needed. And I want to encourage you that it is totally okay if you don't get it perfect on the first try. It's really not a big deal as far as the grand scheme of life goes. Just, you know, experiment next time, do something a little different, make those adjustments next time that you get in the kitchen, and figure out what works for you and your family. So I'll quit ranting, we're just gonna get to making some pancakes. And now we wait. So altogether, that recipe made 14 pancakes. She gobbled hers before I was even done cooking them. I'm actually going to turn it into a McGriddle type thing, so I'm gonna fix up some eggs, let my husband know breakfast is ready, and then I will see you again the next time we're in the kitchen.